Hi guys, I'm Traci Copeland and this is Good Moves with Well+Good. Today it's all about the core, okay, which is essential for everything that you do. So whether you run, you spin, you row, having a strong core is so important. So today's workout is called the ab burner, okay? We're gonna do 4 different moves and we're gonna do 3 rounds. Let's go ahead, warm things up, and we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna have you start all the way up, standing, reaching towards the ceiling, and you're gonna reach for your toes, walk out into a plank position, and then come into sort of a modified upward dog, okay? And we're just gonna do a few rounds of that just to get your upper body nice and warmed up and to start to warm up your core. Let's do one more just like that. Walking it out into a high plank, lower those hips, and then taking it down. All right, now I'm gonna step my left leg forward, come into sort of like a lunge position, and then reach my right arm across. And then I'm gonna go ahead and switch sides. So I really get into the lateral chain of my body. And you don't have to spend too much time here. This is more just to get your body nice and warm, to get ready to move. Now, you could do this workout with just body weight, or I'm gonna use a dumbbell. I have about 10 pounds here. You can go as high as 15. It's totally up to you how strong you wanna take it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with a 10-pounder, okay? So the first move is a forearm plank drag. We're gonna go for 40 seconds, okay? So start in that forearm plank position, and then I'm gonna drag it across. So notice how my hips don't move. They're gonna move a little bit, but they're not rocking, okay? You wanna make sure that the hips stay level, facing the ground. You're halfway through. Now, if this is too intense, you could just go ahead and fake it, okay? I just want you to get used to having the weight on one arm, all right? But if you've got that dumbbell, I'd love for you to use it. You got less than 3 seconds left. And time. All right, we're gonna come into a sit-up position, lying down on your back. This is your basic sit-up. We're just adding a little bit of weight, okay? So I'm gonna take the dumbbell like this, keep my feet nice and planted, and I'm gonna come all the way up and then roll down nice and slow. So the power comes from up and the control comes as you lower down, okay? So you're not using momentum, you're using the strength of your core, the strength of your abs to lift all the way up and control yourself down. We got about 10 seconds left here. Stay with me. 3, 2, and time. All right, now we're gonna come into plank position once again, and we're gonna do a little bit of a rotation, okay? So plank row with rotation. So I'm gonna keep the dumbbell in one hand first, and I'm gonna row and then bring it all the way up, okay? So it's kind of a 2-part movement. You wanna stay planted on the ground, reaching all the way up. Less about speed, more about control. Got less than 10 seconds here, and then we're gonna take it to the opposite side. And let's go ahead and switch. So let's take it to the opposite side. So back in that plank position, and you're just gonna go ahead and pivot. Keep the hips planted towards the ground. Nice and strong. Almost there. And time. All right. Now I'm gonna have you bring your left leg forward. Take that dumbbell to the side, curl the back toes under. We're gonna do these half kneeling wood chops, upward chop, okay? So I'm using the strength of my core to twist and power through. And then once you make it through on your left side, then we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So right leg comes forward, take the dumbbell to your left hip, and we'll go 20 seconds here. Control. This is where your power comes from. You have 5 seconds left on the clock. Stay with me, and you can get one more in. All right, nice job. Now you're gonna take a few seconds to recover, and guess what? We're gonna do that same thing over again. We have 2 more rounds just like that. So you know what to expect, you know what to do, all right? We're gonna set things up for that forearm plank in about 10 seconds. So you wanna make sure in your forearm plank, arms stay parallel, okay? Parallel to each other. You can have your hands planted or you can go fist right here, okay? Main thing is keeping that core engaged, and if you need to, you can always lower to your knees if you need to modify, okay? Otherwise, you're right here. All right, let's get going. Forearm plank drag. And you can keep your feet about as wide as the mat. That's a pretty good way to start. If you want to make this harder, you can bring your feet a little bit closer together, okay? Totally up to you where you want to take it. We got less than 20 seconds left on the clock. Less than 20. Stay with me. Keep your eyes forward, core engaged, and time. Drop the knees to the ground. Go ahead and lie on your back. We have that sit-up, 40 seconds. Take your hands to the outsides of the dumbbell. Feet stay planted, and go up. And slowly lower down. Control it. Try to keep that dumbbell just right over your chest. So you inhale on the way up, and then you exhale on the way down, okay? You got about 5 seconds left. And let's do one more, just because we can. All right, set yourself up for plank rotation. All right, so we're back in that plank position. Dumbbell starts in one hand. You're nice, firmly planted, okay? Good solid base of support. And then you take that twist. Now, if this is a little too intense, you can do this without the weight and start right there, okay? Totally fine. But if you've got the energy, if you want a little extra credit, let's use that dumbbell. Why not? All right, we're gonna go ahead and take it to the opposite side. And this is just more information about your body, right? So you might notice that your right side is a little bit weaker, or maybe it's a little bit stronger. So maybe you need to put a little bit more effort into that side. I always say, whenever you have a side that's a little bit weaker, maybe you do 3 extra on that side. That way you can get stronger. All right, release. Now we've got those half kneeling upward wood chops. Left leg forward. We'll start there. And we're getting that nice rotational movement here. Starting it at the hip, bring it up. So my power comes as I bring it up. I control the movement as I come down. Hips stay square. Don't let the hips turn. Only your chest turns. Focus. You got about 10 seconds left here. And then we're gonna switch. All right, take it to the opposite side. Right leg forward. Boom, feel strong here. Maybe you need to widen your feet a little bit so you feel more grounded. And I'm gonna take that power, using the strength of your core to bring that dumbbell up to the side And as much as possible, try to keep the arms straight, okay? 5 seconds left on the clock. And time. All right. So you've made it through 2 rounds. We've got 1 more to go, okay? Plus a little bit of a surprise finisher. I like to add a little extra. So grab some water, towel off if you need to. We're gonna get right back into the forearm plank dumbbell drag in just a few seconds, okay? So get yourself nice and set up in that forearm plank. Body is aligned. You wanna make sure your body's one straight line from the top of your head through your heels. All right, let's go for it. Keep the hips level, dragging it. And again, if this is too much, you do this without the dumbbell, or you go lighter. If 10s are too much, maybe you try 7.5, or maybe you try 5, okay? Everyone's gonna be at a different fitness level. All right, we're almost there. And time. Let's take it to the ground. We have dumbbell sit-ups. Now with this one, if you have access to a heavier weight, this is where I would recommend going a little bit heavier, okay? All right, reaching straight up and then lower down. So I've got 10s, but I might try this with a 15 or a 20 and just go for a little bit less time, especially on my 3rd round as I'm nice and warm, okay? Nice and controlled, less about speed, more about the quality of the movement. We got less than 10 seconds on the clock. Let's do 1 more and release. All right, now let's go ahead and take it to that plank row with rotation. So starting in that plank position, nice and strong, and bringing it straight up. So you're adding that little bit of a twist. Coming into side plank. Hips stay level. Let's do 1 more. And release. Let's take it to the opposite side. And again, feel free to lose the dumbbell if it's messing you up too much. Hips stay level, and we twist. Stay with me. 1 more, 1 more, and time. Okay, now we've got those half kneeling upward chops, okay? I'm gonna bring my left leg forward, curl my back toes under, and this time I'm just gonna hold the dumbbell like this, almost like a baseball bat, okay? Just changing my grip, just different options. Arms stay straight. 10 more seconds. Stay with it. Last one. And release. Let's take it to opposite side. Right leg forward, back toes curl under. Bring that dumbbell towards your hip and extend. Good, we got less than 10 seconds on the clock. We are almost there. And time. All right, we've made it through all 3 rounds of the workout, but we have a little bit left, okay? We've got our finisher, okay? Now, our finisher is gonna be pretty short. We're gonna go 20 seconds of V-ups, and then we're also gonna do 20 seconds of a bear crawl hover, okay? We're just gonna do that 2 times, then you're gonna recover for a little bit in between. All right, so you have about 2 minutes of work left, really, ideally. All right, so you don't even need the dumbbell for this, okay? I'm gonna have you start on your back. We'll start in 5 seconds with the V-up. Now, V-up looks like this, okay? If that's a little bit too intense, then just bring your knees up like that, okay? We'll start in 3, in 2, and let's go for it. So you wanna squeeze your legs together. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, time. All right, bear crawl, hold. We're on in 3, 2, hold it right there. So it's just a hover, okay? So I'm in a bear crawl position, but I'm not going anywhere, okay? Knees are just barely off of the ground. I'm just hovering right here. And time. All right, one more round, just like that. V-ups, and then the bear crawl, hover, hold. In 3, 2, let's finish strong. And this isn't about speed, this is more about control. You're gonna reach for your toes every single time. 5 seconds left. And time. All right, bear crawl is next. We're gonna hold it. Bear crawl, hover, hold. In 3, 2, let's go for it. Knees just barely off the ground. Hover right here. Core is engaged. Eyes are forward. You're in that tabletop position. Abs should be burning right now. That's why we call it the ab burner. We're done in 2 and 1. Release. Thanks so much for joining. My name is Traci Copeland once again, and this is Good Moves with Well+Good. You want more good moves? Subscribe to Well+Good today.